Hi, this is Mukul and welcome to this tutorial lecture. In the last lecture, we saw about opposition and outflanking. In this lecture, we would be looking at how to use opposition and outflanking to win this particular endgame. It is white to move and white has to queen this pawn. And how to do that? Two things you need to keep in mind. In a king and pawn endgame versus a king, your king should always be in front of your pawn. And second thing, there needs to be one square gap between your king and your pawn. If you satisfy these two conditions, then you win this particular endgame. Now let's see. In order to bring this king in front of the pawn, you need to go it this way. So king to d2, the first move. Let's say black moves his king up the board. King to e3. And now we have this one square gap. Also, kings are on the same colored squares. Odd number of squares between the two kings, and it is black to move. So white has the opposition. King to d6. Now this is the crucial part. You must understand that in this position you should not play a move like e3, because if you play a move like e3, then simply king to e6, and now black has the opposition because it is white's turn to move, and wherever white goes, black would simply keep on following him. And we would look at this particular endgame later, that how black can draw in this particular position if black plays perfectly. But now let's go back. This was the position. What is the correct move for white in this position? The correct move is king to f5, outflanking. So if black king goes to e7, king to e5, king to f7, outflanking. And now we are aiming for a position so that our king is on the 6th rank, and slowly we have to bring our pawn to the 5th rank. And then no matter whose move it is always winning, except for the rook pawns. So let's see how to continue with this particular endgame. King to f8. Now we move our pawn forward. King to e8. We have the desired position. King on the 6th and pawn on the 5th. Now it is black's turn to play. So white has the opposition. So simply outflanking, and this is how white queens. So we have learned how we need to keep our king in front of the pawn and use the concept of opposition. Now we have understood this particular endgame, that is to bring our king in front of the pawn. But now let's try to understand why do we need that one square gap between the pawn and the king. Let's say we have this particular position and it is white to move. If you evaluate the criteria for opposition, black has the opposition because kings are on the same colored squares, odd number of squares between the two kings, and it is white to move. So black has the opposition. How can white regain the opposition? Because if white tries to move his king, black would simply follow the white king and this would be a draw. Now you will understand why do we need this one square gap between our king and the pawn. Because now we need to waste a move and regain the opposition. And how do we waste that particular move? By playing d3. And now if you apply the same criteria for opposition, kings are on the same colored squares, odd number of squares between the two kings, and it is black's turn to move. So whichever way black king goes, white king goes to the opposite side, outflanking. Opposition. And again we have this one square gap. So why do we need that one square gap between our king and the pawn? So that we can waste a move and make it black to move and regain the opposition. That is the reason why we need that one square gap between the king and the pawn. Now let's check why is this not applicable when the king is on the 6th rank and when the pawn is on the 5th rank. Let's check that. Let me set up that particular position and make it white to move. Now we have this position where the king is on the 6th rank and where the pawn is on the 5th rank, and it is white to move. So now black has opposition. But whenever you have a position like this, it doesn't matter. Position like this as in the king on the 6th and pawn on the 5th rank, it doesn't matter whose move it is always winning. The only exception is when you have rook pawns. So let's check how white can win. King to e6. Let's say black king follows the white king. Now you push the pawn. d6. Black waits. d7. And now we are forcing the black king to leave the back rank and forcing him to go to c7 square. This is king to e7, obvious move, and this is how we queen. So I guess you have understood everything in this particular lecture. I'm repeating everything. Whenever you are playing a king and pawn endgame against a king, you need to have your king in front of your pawn, and there has to be one square between your king and your pawn. These two conditions. Third thing, reach to a position where your king is on the 6th rank and where your pawn is on the 5th rank, and then it doesn't matter whose move it is, you are simply winning. And that is all for today. I hope you have enjoyed watching this video and you have understood the concepts covered in this video. I wish you good luck with your chess, and bye for now. Thank you.